Okay, hello and welcome to the weather updates, 10 o'clock, January 11th, 2021. And had some more clouds around the area today because there's a system going by to the south, as you see on this weather map there. But we are starting to see some more of those clouds clear out a little bit, but I don't know if we're going to really see any more clear skies this week because we're in a warmer air mass, unfortunately, than the one we were in. So that means more of the high and mid-level cloud variety across the area. But it is still chilly across parts of our area. We're seeing some radiational cooling. And West Hampton, no surprise, down to 23 right now. It actually has dropped another 3 degrees to 20 degrees in West Hampton now. So, it's still, it hit 37 there. And this morning, it got down to 13 in West Hampton. So it's pretty chilly, considering most other locations didn't get quite that low. We'll look at the weather map right now and look at our current temperatures, and we'll also look at the lows for the day as well. Right now, you can see that West Hampton is 20 on the map, but most other locations are in the upper 20s, mid to upper 20s, and in the city, mid-30s. Let's see how we're doing here in the central Nassau area. Carl Place is at 26. Let's see how New Jersey is doing with their temperatures. A little warmer there, but it is you're still seeing that radiational cooling in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, and it is 23 there right now. So let's take a look at the low temperature. We'll go to the minimum temperature for today and see how cold it got this morning. So wow, it got down to 18 in Toms actually 14 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. You can see a lot of low temperatures in the Pine Barrens in the teens, otherwise low 20s around New Jersey. And then if we look at back to our neck of the woods again, you will see here, as soon as it shows up, the city held on to the heat. Well, if you want to call it that. Temperatures around upper 20s to around 30, but here on Long Island, most stations got into the mid-20s. But in the Pine Barrens in West Hampton, it got down to 12. So, yeah, pretty chilly this morning. And then if we look at the high temperatures for the day, highs probably were around the 40-degree mark. Let's see what we got. Actually, a little colder than that because of the clouds. We only got to the upper 30s. So let's take a look at the models now, and we're going to look at the upper air first. Let's start with the upper air pattern because, unfortunately, for those wanting some Arctic air, it looks like it might be delayed a little bit. So we're going to take a look at that. Let's start with the upper air. And you will see here the upper air pattern is an issue right now because we have going into somewhat of a zonal flow, which is never good if you like clear skies and temperatures that are near normal. Instead, we're going to be above normal with that zonal flow, and we're going to have to wait for this trough to swing through. Friday night to Saturday, there's going to be a trough, and behind it, hopefully, it can bring in some colder air. But we still have the blocking in Greenland, which is good. But we're looking for that deep plunge, and we're just not seeing. We're not seeing it on here anymore. Unfortunately, it seems like it's. We have a few little bursts, but nothing really substantial. The GFS kept putting it off and putting it off. Originally, the cold air was supposed to be in the middle of January. Then it went to late January. Now it just keeps getting pushed off, and it may not arrive at all. But here comes that trough for the weekend. You can see there, and like I said, we have the blocking in Greenland, and we're starting to see ridging in Alaska. So we have some signs that it's trying. So let's go look at the surface. We'll change this back to the CONUS regions, showing you the Euro and the GFS there, and we will see what we've got with the surface now. Because it will be dry this week. The weekend, we'll have our next chance of rain. So we got the zonal flow, westerly flow, temperatures above normal for the most part. Let me go to the temperature anomaly chart here before we even look at the surface. So as we go into tomorrow, you'll see temperatures above normal in much of the country, especially in Canada. Look at that, well above normal in Hudson Bay with the zonal flow that we got going here. We're going to be above normal all week long. And even the weekend doesn't really bring that much of a reprieve from the above normal temperatures. You can see we're still dealing with above normal temperatures. We have to wait until we get toward the last couple of weeks of January, and then we could start to see some cold air try to come into the area. But it keeps getting pushed off. Originally, it was supposed to be around the 17th and the 18th. We were supposed to be see the cold air. Now it's not until the 26th or 27th. That's like a 10-day difference. So it does keep getting pushed off. The GFS has a habit of doing this, especially when there are things that just aren't breaking down like they should be, i.e. the Pacific situation. So let's go look at the surface. And we will see here that, again, we've got that westerly flow. It'll keep us dry throughout the week, but we're going to be above normal. And then as this low approaches Friday, we're going to probably get some warmer air ahead of that low. And you can see there is a low that's going to form along this front now. That's being indicated because of there is more energy in the atmosphere to form a low. But fortunately or unfortunately, it's not going to be cold enough for snow, and it's just going to be another rainstorm for us. Though not an LLJ. With the track like this, it probably won't be an LLJ type event. And then we get into some cooler air behind that. But you can see the issue is we've got these highs building down, but what we don't have is, again, another low forming right over us with rain. And then when that moves by, we would get into the cold air that weekend of January. And then maybe after that, we could get into some... again, it keeps showing this cold pattern, but it keeps pushing it off to the last 3 days or 4 days of the run, and it's been doing this every single time. So it's frustrating, for those of us who want to see winter weather, because it is winter after all, So let's start with a look at our temperatures on the GFS. Like I said, we won't really be dealing with much precipitation for much of this week. It'll just be dry. Tomorrow still be close to normal, probably a little warmer, maybe near 40, dropping back at night, and then getting into the low 40s on Wednesday. But then we start really warming up above normal, more above normal for Thursday. We're talking mid-40s and probably 50 or better in New Jersey. And then for Friday, I think we're all going to have to deal with the 50s. And then with that storm over us, we'll probably be in the 40s with the rain on a rainy day on that Saturday, and then the colder air comes in behind it, but it's not really all that much colder. High still in the low 40s. That's still above normal for January. Still 40 for Monday, Tuesday, 36. This is going into next week now. Just rolling things along here, and you can see we're waiting for that really cold air to come in, and we finally start seeing a below normal day on a week from this Saturday. We start seeing some below normal weather on that next weekend, where highs maybe be around 30. But originally we were supposed to be down into the 20s. Maybe Monday we get into the 20s. You can see there's some cold air up there, and it's just a matter of getting it down here. It really wants to, but the Pacific is the problem. And that Pacific, as long as we start seeing that ridging develop in the Pacific and around Alaska, it should push the cold air down into our area. So let's go look at the skies next on the models, and we'll take a look at the cloud situation, because in a pattern like this, you're really not going to get clear skies. You're going to get sunshine, but there's going to be a lot of high clouds, cirrus around. Maybe Wednesday we'll see a little more in the way of clear skies, but I'm not holding out much hope. Thursday, plenty of clouds. Friday, clouds. Saturday, obviously clouds. Maybe we can get rid of it on Sunday and have a clear day before more clouds roll in on Monday, and maybe the following Tuesday we can get rid of it. But we really need to get to the end of that period there. You see, that's a good-looking sky right there. Northwest flow, dry air, not a cloud in the sky. That weekend could be really nice. So we'll have to see what happens. But that's the kind of air you need to get decent skies. And in this warm flow, you're just not going to see it. We can look at the NAM as well. And you'll see you get that cirrus junk around. And it's just a hazy looking cloud layer. It's not like you have, nice clouds in the sky. It just makes it look hazy and milky, and you're going to be dealing with that tomorrow and probably a little bit on Wednesday as well. And to Thursday, you get the idea here. There's no sense really looking at any other models. It's just going to be kind of a junky week. But hopefully our train of Arctic air will eventually get here, even though it is right now being delayed, probably due to signal trouble in Queens Village. But that's pretty much what's going on with the weather. So not really too much to talk about. So I don't think we'll do another weather update until maybe Thursday or Friday. It really isn't much to talk about unless we see some, maybe I'll do another one tomorrow if we have some interesting low temperatures. But there really just is not a whole lot going on for us right now. So not a whole lot to talk about. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.